Alright, so I just got out of The Shape of Water, a Guillermo del Toro film, and I fucking loved it. That was like one of the best movies I've seen in such a long time. God damn, that movie was good. Guillermo del Toro still has it, dude. He's like a fucking master. Jesus Christ. Like, this movie is the definition of a movie, you know? Like, it's like, this is what every movie should be. You know, you don't tell the audience the story by just speaking it, right? You show them through visuals and shit. You tell a movie, you tell a story through motion pictures, you know? And this film is just like, it captures like classic cinema. And it's like a weird love story between a girl that's mute and can't talk and a fucking fish dude who's like a god. He has like superpowers and shit like that. This is a crazy movie. It's radar, so there's nudity and blood and violence and a lot of comedy. There was a lot of fun humor in the movie. It was funny. It wasn't forced, you know. They put a little punchline at the end of everything, you know. The humor was like, it was perfect for what it needed to be. Like, there's this moment where it's tough to describe a movie without spoiling everything, but I just like this one moment where the fish dude eats a cat's head. And it's like, it's gruesome, but it's hysterical at the same time. I don't know why. That had me laughing. And I saw this movie at 10 o'clock in the morning at my local theater. What's great about going in the morning is that there's rarely people there. I think there was like two other people in the theater with me. And the tickets are only like $5 because it's matinee time. So you don't even need to be a senior to get the senior discount. You can just go matinee time, you get a discount. It's great. But anyway, the film surprised me on so many levels. I really was not expecting much, honestly. I knew it was Guillermo del Toro. That's what got me excited to see it. The last good film of his that I really liked was like Hellboy. I think the Hellboy movies, funny enough. Labyrinth. I don't even know if I'm fucking saying that right, but you know, he did that with the fucking creature holding the eyes in its hands, you know? Like it's fucking Silent Hill and shit like that. Like that movie is awesome. That's a Guillermo del Toro film. So I always know he's a great director. Always known he's a great director. He was gonna do Justice League Dark, and that kind of fell through. That never went anywhere. What a shame, because he is just a fucking tremendous talent. He's a great director. Like the fucking opening shot of the movie, it's beautiful. Like it's like BioShock level beautiful. Like you're underwater, submerged completely, shit's floating around. It all looks practical too. You know what I'm saying? Like there's probably CG in there, but you can't tell. Like it looks so good. And the fish dude in the costume, I keep calling him Fish Dude because he has no name. And the main character you follow the whole time, she can't speak. I think her name is Esposito or something like that. I forget her first name, but she doesn't speak. She does sign language the whole movie. She went mute, and she has like these scars on her neck, and that comes into play later in the movie. And God, I really don't want to spoil this film because I want you all to go to see it. You know, I want everyone to go see this. Like this is amazing. This is totally worth seeing in the theaters. Like this is the definition of a cinematic movie, and it's got this amazing French music that's playing the whole time. Like it's like a French art house film, but it's a 2 hour film about a girl falling in love with a goddamn fish. It's fucking great. I would have never thought it would have been this entertaining. Like, I fucking loved that shit. Like, I'm totally buying this Blu-ray. I fucking loved it. As far as 2018 goes, this is the best movie I've seen so far. Today's the 6th. It's the best movie I've seen so far. Every movie this year is going to have to try to top that. Like, that was great. What got me interested to see it was not only Guillermo del Toro, but I watched a trailer for it, and it just intrigued me, and I just want to see more of it. You know, I saw Michael Shannon in the trailer. And fuck General Zod, you know, and he's a great actor. Like General Zod's not the only thing I love him in. If you ever seen the movie Take Shelter, he is fucking fantastic in that movie. He plays like this guy who's losing his fucking mind. And it's great. You just see the way he's just breaking down the movie. It's great. This movie, he is a straight up villain. You know, he's the villain role again. They love to cast Michael Shannon as a villain, dude. He just has one of those faces. It's like, this is a villain. He has a good arc, man. and you see like his family life and stuff because he's just some government agent, but like he's a government agent and he's like torturing this experiment, this this captured creature that they have. He's torturing the shit out of it, and he goes home to his wife and kids and stuff. It's so good. The lady from The Help is in this. I forget her name. Uh, she's a great actress though. I can't believe I forget her name, but she is like more the comic relief of this movie. Which there's a bunch of comedy elements in this movie. A bunch of comedy is so well played. It fits so naturally. I had a great time from the beginning to the end of the film. And there's this other actor. God, I should really do my research on this. All right, but he plays this like 60-year-old gay man, and God, there's a subplot where he's hitting on a guy in a pie like cafe, a pie bar, I guess you could say, where you eat pies at a bar. And the guy tells him to get out right after he tells a black family to get out because it's the 1960s and stuff. It's before civil rights and stuff. And so this bartender dude that you saw at the beginning of the film, you didn't think much of him, and then in like a split second, you see him as like a racist and a homophobe in like literally like 2 seconds. Like he makes the switch and he goes from like a nice guy from Ohio to like a super racist, super homophobic person. It's crazy. I love that switch, because I forgot it was like the 1960s, and like until that happened, I completely forgot like what year it was. At that moment, like fucking, like, holy shit, that's right, we're in the before time, and just fucking amazing acting. The cinematography was top notch. Everything was practical. There was very few special effects in this movie. Very few special effects heavy shots. The guy is literally in a fish costume. And it's a practical costume. And it's got gills on it that are moving. Like, it looks so good. I've never seen a monster costume look this good. It looks just like the fish dude from Hellboy. That's what I was thinking the whole time. Like, is this the same character? Because it kind of looks like that. I don't know if Guillermo del Toro was kind of like giving himself a nod right there. It looks a lot like that. And I just love what he did with this film because the main protagonist is silent. She's silent the whole film, but you understand everything that's happening. They even give subtitles to her sign language, and like the times where other characters are explaining what she's saying, it doesn't give you any sign language, and I like that. I like that. There's this moment where she tells Michael Shannon like "fuck you," and she's spelling it out in sign language to him, and he's like, "What's she saying?" And you don't know what she's saying. It's not until the girl from The Help, who's her best friend in the movie, she comes and she sees what she's spelling out, and then it says "fuck you" like as the subtitles because her friend has seen what she's saying, so we get to see what she's saying. I like those little details, and this movie's so cinematic. And when I say it's like the definition of a movie, like this is like my standard for films, like cameras with impossible shots, impossible angles. We're talking like cameras inside the wall of a room that's filled with water, like an impossible shot, right? And you completely forget that this is a movie, right? You're watching it and you stop caring about how the camera's set up. You stop thinking about the behind the scenes thing because like literally like behind the camera there's a dude holding it and there's another dude holding a sound mic, but at no point in the movie do you feel that, Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what I want in a movie. Yes, we know there's sound guys there. Yes, we know there's a guy holding the camera. But if a movie can make you forget that, like, the movie has done a tremendous fucking job. Like, the movie's fucking amazing. Because very few movies could do that. The impossible shots is what really was, like, blowing my mind with the movie. There's a lot of them in the movie. I mean, an impossible shot is just, like, a shot where the camera is, like, right up against a wall. And it's just like the only way they could do that shot is if they took out the wall of the room, right? And they put the camera there. Well, they put a hole in the wall and they put the camera in there, but it was so good. And it subverts your expectations in a good way. Not the fucking Star Wars way. With The Last Jedi, where Rian Johnson is just trying to fucking just change everything so he could look like he's fucking edgy or something. So he could look like, hey, I'm subverting everyone's expectations by making the movie shit and making bad decisions all over the place. It's not like that. Guillermo del Toro, he subverts your expectations, but it's in a good way. There's a scene where everybody gets shot at the end, and you're like, "Holy shit! Did they just end the movie like this?" Like it totally surprises you. Like, "Holy shit! The bad guy won!" Like it totally like threw me through a loop, and then something great happens, and like, oh, you gotta watch the movie. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's what I want. There's a lot of nudity in the movie too, so don't take kids. There's a lot of nudity in the movie. Female nudity. You never see a dick, but you see a lot of bush and a lot of titties. Which is, I'm not complaining about that. I'm not gonna complain about that, obviously. But I feel like Guillermo del Toro uses it as like a comedic thing. Like there's this moment where Michael Shannon is having sex with his wife. She's telling him to get his fingers away from her because they smell because they were just cut off and he sewed them back on. And she's like, the smell, and he puts his hand, the one that's like where the fingers are cut off, he puts that hand over her mouth. He's like, "Don't say anything." Shut up. And he just keeps pumping away and stuff. It's fucking like that was another funny part to me. I was like, "Oh my god." It's like she's like, "Get that away from me." And he just puts it right over her mouth and tells her to like that is so. It was fucked up, but it was also funny at the same time. I don't know why I thought it was funny. I just thought like Jesus Christ, like why did you put the other hand up there, man? What the fuck? Like he's really coming off as a villain. He is very villainous in this movie, and you almost feel bad for him in a way towards the end, because he's kind of forced to do what like he does in the movie. He's kind of forced to do it. Like he's unsympathetic because he's kind of an asshole, but you kind of see where he's coming from. He's just trying to get ahead. He's just trying to get like a promotion and shit like that. There's a lot of talk of the future in this movie. Like when Michael Shannon's getting a car sold to him, the car salesman says, "You look like a man of the future," and then the 60-year-old gay guy, his job is to like draw posters and stuff like that, and the posters he's drawing keep saying "future" on it, like it comes see the future and stuff like that. It's a lot of talk of like the future, and it takes place in like a 1960s like Art Deco style world. It's so what a movie should be. Like I don't know how I can say that any better. Like there's a moment where it's just the girl who's been mute the whole time, it kicks it into like a musical number, and you aren't expecting it at all. And I love that. That's what makes a movie, man. Just like use of movie magic. Do whatever it takes to tell your story. Make something spectacular happen on the screen. Make something that is unbelievable, but we buy it anyway because we're in the moment. We're in the film, right? That's why I think it's a great film. But yeah, I totally will watch this again. I'm probably gonna buy this on Blu-ray. This is amazing. Like, I love this film. I'm so happy I went to go see this movie, The Shape of Water. Just a wonderfully crafted movie, and you could tell a lot of effort was put into it. You could tell a lot of heart and effort was put into this. This wasn't just some fucking like run of the mill Hollywood film. Like this is a fucking Guillermo del Toro, very risky film that not a lot of people are gonna see. Like, like he should win a couple Oscars for this, at least for direction. I don't know if it could be a contender for Oscar season because it came out in late December. Usually the cutoff's like November, so I don't know if it'll be a contender. But goddamn, he should get some kind of recognition for directing this. This is amazing. And I think he wrote it too. Or he came up with a story. He had either or credit. I think he had both those credits, but he might have just had the story credit. But either way, it's fucking great. But, that's what I think about it so far. If I was to, like, give it a score, which, I don't like doing, systems are so bullshit because there's no rubric, right? There's no way to be checking people on how they're grading shit, right? I'm going to make a rubric one day, right? Tell you what each point means. But out of 10, fuck the 10 system. How about out of 5 stars? Just a 5. A 5 is better than 10. 10 is too many numbers. It gets caught up in the numbers, all right? Stars are better. And if you're a wrestling fan, you're used to stars anyway. You're used to the star system. And I would give this movie a 5 out of 5 stars. Like, this is amazing. This movie's fantastic. Definitely go see it. Like, at least once in your lifetime. This is so good. It definitely deserves a watch. But now that I got my score out of the way, I would check Fandango because I was having a crazy trip looking through some of the fan scores, because on Fandango, no one just like gives a movie like a 3 out of 5. It's either it gets a 5 out of 5 stars or it gets a 1 out of 5 stars. Every single film has been like that. It's rare that somebody gives it like a 3.5 or like a 2.5. It's either a 1 or 5. So you get extreme reactions from people. So, and I think people are just doing that because if they slightly didn't like it and they see that people like loved it, then they're gonna go hard the other way, right? They're gonna hate it, right? But if people like liked it kinda and they see that people are hating on it, then they're gonna go like, I love it, They're gonna go the other way. But yeah, let's look at this because I'm interested to see what people are saying about this. All right, so it looks like the fan score is a 4 out of 5 stars. They have a star system too. And they got the Rotten Tomatoes number right next to it on Fandango, so everybody in the fucking world who's going to a movie could see the Rotten Tomatoes score. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has no impact on a film, right? You just see it every fucking where, right? It has no impact. You just see it on every goddamn label of the movie. Rotten Tomatoes, Rotten Tomatoes. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. It has 93%. That's good, It has a 93%. That's good, I guess. But, fuck Rotten Tomatoes. They're not a reason I go see fucking films. Alright, so let's click these fan reviews. Based on 1,700 fan ratings. Wow. Okay, it's all over the board, actually. Like, literally just 5 stars or 1 stars. That's all I'm saying right now. Alright, let me just read a positive one first. Oscar Best Movie Lock. 5-star rating. As always, Del Toro is off the charts. A beautiful film on so many levels. Story, cinematography, Michael Shannon, a must-see for all romantics. Stellar, a must-see for all. Definitely, alright, well, yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. If you're into, like, romantic films, this is definitely one to watch. And even if you're not, like, this is crazy. Like, a fish dude and a chick falling in love. It's fucking nuts. The movie's nuts. Alright, let's read a fucking negative one. 1 star. Bizarre, violent, indecent. Wow, really, guy? Like, really? Indecent? It's rated R for a reason. Let's read his fucking bogus thing. Weird how one could be caught up in good reviews until you see the movie for yourself. How the heck is this a good movie? It looks to me that Del Toro got all his obsessions, sexual desires, and violent visions crammed into this one film. And no, the sweet French music didn't make it better. You just called the music of the movie sweet. Alright. Wow, that guy's got a stick up his ass. Another 1-star review. Was not impressed. Lots of great reviews for this movie, but I did not enjoy it. Didn't care for any of the characters, and the water monster to me looked like a kid in a Halloween costume with eyes that were blinked, looked so fake. Storyline was dumb. I ended up walking out before it ended. He just contradicted himself at the end. The storyline was dumb. I ended up walking out before it ended. Wow. How did you know? Like, how the storyline was? You didn't finish it. What's a story without an ending? You fucking idiot. Another 1-star review. I feel like I'm missing something. This was literally the least enjoyable and strangest movie I've ever seen. I like different, but this was so ridiculous and disturbing on so many levels. We walked out. I just couldn't take anymore. Are you seriously? People were walking out of this? This is insane. No way people were walking out of this. That's fucking insane. And like a few of those reviews I just read, they're just talking about that they saw good reviews and that's why they didn't like it, right? They saw good reviews, so they wanted to hate it because they saw good reviews. Like, what the fuck? These fucking people are making no sense to me. What the fuck? Here's a 4-star review titled "Grown Up Fairy Tale R-Rated." That's a pretty good sum up of the movie in one sentence. If I had to sum it up in one sentence, I would say that "Grown Up Fairy Tale R-Rated," because that's what it is. So be ready for that. But anyway, this guy says the movie was extraordinarily different and unusual, and that's good to me. A totally adult fairy tale with amazing performances by Sally Hawkins. She must be the mute girl in the movie who's doing the sign language. She must. Doug Jones, he must be the old gay guy. I mean, I can put it together just so you know. Like, and Michael Shannon, who we all know who he was. Great set piece, visually stunning, and not your run-of-the-mill cookie-cutter movie. That's fucking right on. It's dead on. Not for kids at all. Maybe 16, 17 and up. Has some sex and nudity and violence at times. I enjoyed it very much. It would tell you it's not perfect. A few holes. Okay, you gotta name me the holes. Because I didn't remember any holes from the movie. What was the fucking hole? The whole movie made sense. It was a pretty straightforward plot, too. They didn't even fucking... It's not like they were hiding anything. I don't know. I feel like he's just, like, saying that just to say it. Like, I really can't think of any holes that were in the movie. It all made sense. There's one hole in the movie that Michael Shannon puts his finger through and starts dragging a guy by. It's fucking fucked up and awesome. But that's just me talking. But back to his review. But it has a lot of heart and feeling and tremendous performances. Hawkins and Del Toro might be up for the Oscars next year. If you know Del Toro's movies and like them, you should enjoy this one. All right, I agree with that completely. So this will be considered for the Oscars next year. If it holds up, I think it will. Like, this is an amazing film. It sucks that it can't be nominated for the Oscars this year. Like, this movie could win something this year, you know? I agree with most of that one. That seems right to me. Oh my god. Here's one more negative review so you can see just how fucking ridiculous people are. The Shape of Boring, 2 out of 5 stars. Got to see The Shape of Water. I retitled it Shape of Boring. The shape of predictable. The shape of messaging that's so obvious it is painful. What the fuck are you talking about? It's just a romance about a chick falling in love with a fish dude. You know, I've never seen anything like this before. How could you possibly say boring? How could you possibly say predictable? This has never happened before. Alright, possible spoilery. Really, truly a disappointment. All the good guys, he puts good guys in quotes, were minorities. He puts minorities in quotes again. Yeah. Alright, so all the good guys were minorities of some kind, and all the bad guys were cis white males. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. He's already pulling into gender politics already. Did he even watch the fucking movie? Or is this guy just a fucking super racist, sexist guy? Like, did you even watch the movie? Or were you just thinking that just because we're following around a female lead, that, you know, that automatically makes the movie some kind of feminist propaganda thing? She falls in love with a fucking fish that doesn't speak English. You know what I'm saying? This movie doesn't have any political messages in it. She falls in love with a fucking fish. Like, what the fuck? It takes place in the 60s. It's before civil rights. It's a period piece. It's supposed to be like that. Yes, the bad guys in the 60s were the cis white males, right? Who was holding the fucking fire hoses? You know what I'm saying? Bunch of straight white guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the 60s. It's the early 60s at that, you know? Like, the movie's about the Russians, too. Like, the Russians are bad guys, too. I'm not going to read the rest of this because it is spoilery. But Jesus Christ, you could tell by that first sentence that this guy didn't even fucking watch the movie. All he saw was his political ideology being challenged. And that's not even what the movie's about. That's just all he's projecting that on the film. You know? He's just projecting shit. None of this shit he's talking about was in the movie. I'm unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, you can see how crazy some of these people at Fandango are. I thought it was a fucking amazing movie. These 1-star reviews are fucking ridiculous. Like, people walking out, like, how could you walk out of this movie? What the fuck? How do you only see a political ideology with this movie? How do you only see that? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, the fan ratings, these fan reviews are fucking insane. And the ones who say they love it, they're not even putting that much detail into why they love it. You know? This is funny. This is funny shit. That's how you know this shit's real, because these people sound real dumb. But anyway, yep. That's The Shape of Water. I love the movie. I'm probably going to buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out. Get a nice little case for it and everything. It's a fantastic movie. I can't wait to rewatch it again. Pure cinematic movie. This is why films were invented. For this movie right here. Anyway, that's what I think about it. I highly recommend everyone go see this film. This is great. Alright, I give it 5 out of 5 stars. Alright, 5 out of 5 schmoes, if you will. Fuck the schmoes. 5 out of 5 granola bars. I don't know. It's a 5 though, out of 5. Try to walk in blind, you know. I didn't spoil anything in this one. At least I tried not to. Maybe a couple little things, but I didn't tell you any details. I didn't spoil anything, so you should be walking into this blind. If you haven't seen a trailer or anything, just go watch it. It's worth it. It's good. And the next film I'm probably gonna see is Darkest Hour because it has Gary Oldman playing fucking Churchill. So yes, I want to see that shit. You kidding me? I love World War II. I love history. I'm gonna love this movie. I'm probably gonna see that tomorrow. But yeah, that's what I thought about the movie. Um, if you saw it already or you plan to see it, let me know what you all thinking. If you already saw it, you liked it, let me know, man. I fucking love this movie. All right. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you all on the next one. Bye bye.